Good day, everyone. I am Charlize, and I'll be discussing manage emotion and maintain civility. To start off with my topic, let me explain what is emotion. According to Carl E. Izard, emotion plays a crucial role in the formation of consciousness. It has significant effects on the ontogeny of higher level of awareness. It also influences the content and emphasis of consciousness throughout the period of a person's lifetime. We can define emotions as feeling and as well as multi-component responses, which take shape over in a short period of time. Emotions occur due to stimuli or an event that provoke that specific feeling. The emotional response consists of their interpretation of the event and its regard as personally relevant. Now we know that emotions are part of our daily life. It is derived from the situation and circumstances we got to experience every day. Moving on, we have three key elements of emotions. We have subjective, physiological, and behavioral. Subjective experience. In contrast to the objective experience that is composed of the person's actual occurrences, a subjective experience is the emotional and the cognitive effects of an individual's experience. It is by acting out of your preference and perspective in things. In a simpler manner, it is acquired by an individual's mind and understanding. Second one we have is the physiological response. The emotional and mental reactions experienced by an individual in response to either internal or external stimuli are commonly referred to as physiological responses. These responses may vary to each individual based on their circumstance and experience in their life. Lastly, and the third one is the behavioral response. The emotional response is a certain aspect of a behavioral response, whereas the actual presentation of the emotion is another. In addition to various other reactions, the behavioral responses may consist of a sigh, a grimace, a smile, or even a smirk. It all depends on the person's personality and behavioral standards. Behavioral responses serve as a symbol or a signal of what we feel. It is a visible form to show our emotion to other people. Now, narrowing down our topic, managing your emotions in daily life is necessary, and this is online platforms. How do we engage emotions in digital communication? We all know that sometimes our emotions can be a little too much and too little at the same time. Now, using emojis simplifies the expression of emotion and intention in digital communication, where tone and context are often misinterpreted. Emojis serve as a purpose for bridging the gap between in person interactions and text based communication. A big thumbs up can signal consent, approval, while an ordinary smiley face may soften a statement, and a heart to show adoration, support, and it also represents affection. What are the effects of non real time communication? We have two: the neutrality effect and the negativity effect. The neutrality effect refers to the absence of preference. The message's recipient often interpret it as neutral, whether it is intended to be positive or negative. Think of it when you send someone an email or a message. Even if you intended it to be cheerful, happy, or to end in a positive note, they always perceive it as neutral. And second one is the negative effect. The negative effect is referred to when the message's recipient is more likely to perceive the message as negative, even if it's intended to be neutral or positive one. Now we also have two characteristics of non-real-time electronic communication. Flames. Because technology is so freely used, some people may simply overlook and employ its outside intended uses. In certain cases, this results in insults, rude remarks, threats, and abuse directed towards an individual or an organization. For instance, some use insults, profanity, harsh and angry language in an email, insensitive posts, provoking remarks, trolling, or other message with the goal to offend someone. The second one is cyber silence. Due to anger and frustration in digital communication, people tend to be non responsive to messages or emails. Recipients purposely choose not to reply to these messages as they feel overwhelming emotions. Suppose that you have a friend that easily gets overwhelmed, and in response, she or he hasn't been replying to any of the messages that you sent. In this case, there are some people who, by their own decision, deactivate their accounts. Individuals like this find social break as their coping mechanism to relieve tension from all the overflowing emotion and being worn out.